Hi, welcome back. We're starting on the second session. As said, we have 5 more games, 5 new developers, 5 more pitches to learn from, but also 3 entirely new shiny jury members. So, want to introduce the jury real quick. First of all, we have Alex, CEO of tinyBuild. Just raise your hand over there. Then in the middle we have Callum Underwood, who is the co-founder at IndieBI. I always get that one wrong. BI. Got to make sure the order of letters is correct. And the CEO at UwuBiz. Just a quick hand. And then Jessica Mitchell is the marketing director at Indie.io. 3 entirely new perspectives that will give our pitches feedback. And of course, they're going to be as sharp as the previous judges. We have 5 new developers coming up on stage. Again, we're doing this to learn and to hopefully see some wonderful pitches. I'm going to invite up the first new pitch, which is Beyond the Board by Fragile Shapes Studios. I have for you 1 mic and 1 clicker. Green button, as soon as you click, you start.
Do we have the second mic?
Yes. Do we have a second?
Hey everyone, I am Callum.
And I'm Bruno.
And this is Beyond the Board. So first and foremost, this is our team, just the 2 of us. I'm the lead developer and visual artist.
And I'm the game designer and sound artist. So this is not a chess game. This is the slogan of our game. It is a chess-inspired puzzle experience that transforms traditional chess into this minimal, immersive journey. It is designed for puzzle game enthusiasts, but is accessible to chess and non-chess players alike.
So our game, first and foremost, is a visual narrative, much like Limbo and Monument Valley is told without any words, as pieces. So you begin with a perfect match. You're 1 step away from checkmating your opponent, but as you move, a lightning strikes, shatters the boards, and sends all the pieces into unknown depths. So you're left with just a single rook, and you must chase this king in order to seek answers and the rest of your party.
So at the core, it's a puzzle game, and it often involves switches, counters, and moving blocks, as you can see in this video. There are also various enemy pieces that will often defy the rules of chess, from pieces that can dodge your attacks to even powerful boss pieces that can shift the whole board. For players that search, there are also hidden paths that will reveal to you more secrets about this new world.
So regarding the overall gameplay progression, it follows a spiral loop of 4 key points. So we first introduce new enemies and mechanics, where we challenge players with unexpected or unorthodox ways of presenting chess. Then we play with 5 to 6 puzzle challenges each. Midway through, we introduce new ally pieces, and they have their own story from the moment they fell from the board to the moment you re-encounter them. And at the end of each cycle, you'll have a boss level that will master all the mechanics presented. And this will repeat for 4 times or 4 cycles, what we call 4 kingdoms.
So talking a bit about the narrative, as Guilherme said, it is a visual narrative, there are no dialogues, and at the core of it, it's a conflict between 2 factions. There's the white faction that sees traditional chess as something sacred and wants to ascend back to the board, and there's the black faction that sees traditional chess as a prison and wants to escape the board and take all the pieces into this new world. So this narrative, much like the puzzles, will be told to you through the environments, and you'll pass through spaces dedicated to the white and the black pieces as you learn more about this conflict and this new world.
So regarding development, we've been working on the demo that we released on the end of May with OTK Games Expo, and now we are working on what we call the new demo plus. Oh, so this is some statistics. We have 13K wishlist, 7K downloads, and the rest follows. But now what we were working on is what we call the new demo plus, which is in essence the same story, but at the end you'll unlock the bishop, and you'll gain access to certain regions that are locked by certain pieces, and explore a bit more this in-depth, this cryptic world full of puzzles and challenges and cryptic natures. So regarding the planning itself, we are about 30% of the development completion. We are working part-time for about 2 years ago. And now we are seeking to work full-time 1 year and a half. So estimation of April 2027. Regarding the release details, we aim for 3 hours for the main storyline and plus 1 hour and a half for the extra bits of content and PC and current generation of console, and we propose the price, the Steam price, for 12 euros.
So what you're looking for? We're looking first and foremost for funding for the year and a half of full-time development. We're looking for porting, marketing, and experience and advice from industry veterans. So yeah, that was Beyond the Board. Thank you all for your time, and
this is our Steam page.
They immediately click the QR code away. Great kickoff for the next sessions. Please have a stand over here so we can listen to the jury. Who wants to go first? Alex.
Okay, so chess is a passion of mine. Like, I used to play chess when I was a kid, and I'm just waiting for a chess video game or like chess inspired. And initially I was like really excited about this pitch. What I'm missing is I kind of like don't fully understand all of the game mechanics of how chess plays in. You guys spent some time explaining that, but it would be like cool to have a concrete situation. You mentioned the boss fight, right? Like, what does that exactly look like? Even though there is a visual, but you can't really see what you're doing against the boss. The second part that I was really confused on is you say this February 2027 for 3 hours of gameplay. That's the math there doesn't really work out. And also, I'm not sure if you put in an actual number on how much you need for development.
Yes, we already put. My question is, what is not mathing in terms of April 2027?
So the trend these days, and this applies to like most games that are being developed, is the idea might be relevant today, but if you spend 2 or 3 years on developing it, it might not be relevant by that point. So rapid iteration, rapid development has been like the theme over the past 6 or 8 months, and we see games with rapid development cycles becoming super successful. So I'm essentially like the amount of content that you would have for 3 hours developed in 2 years, that might just be a complete mismatch.
Yeah, I truly get it, but I think it responds to the first point you were saying, that there is no chess game that took this approach, and this takes a lot of time to iterate, to think the puzzles themselves, and a linear puzzle game is something that you either do it good or you just don't do it.
yeah, I think we didn't start the project at the time thinking, okay, this is something that is trendy now. We were just like, we think this is a cool idea and we think this should exist, and not like right now this game would be trendy.
Or beats any good metric of replayability or such.
Jessica.
Hi. So brave going first, really well done. Thank you for taking that lead.
Thank you.
I'm going to build off of something that Alex said there. You mentioned that you've already released a demo and then you're looking to release a demo plus. With a game that's 3 hours long, I'm concerned that you're giving away the goat. And I'd like to understand why you're making that decision and how you're going to keep fans interested in buying the game later with such a short relative gameplay time and 2 versions of the demo being out.
So, like I said, in the new Demo Plus, it's the same content of the demo itself, but has some key points that make up for our game, much like our inspirations, like Faz, Tunic, that play a lot with these secret areas. And so you'll unlock the bishop, you'll revisit the same content, but you'll have different solutions to the puzzle because you have a different piece. And you'll also have some new sections that are strictly going to just project what is the full game, that will have these secrets throughout the rest of the content
also
itself.
It's like 30-40 minutes the demo, and the new Demo Plus we said 3 hours, but we think with the extra content, which is basically what we're going to add to the new Demo Plus, like more hour and a half of extra content, so it'll be just a small part of that extra content, just to give that the showcase that will be there in the full game.
Callum.
Hello. I don't normally like when 2 people present, but this worked really well. So, good job on that. Alex asked most of my questions, so thanks for that, Alex. if there's no dialogue and there's no real text, how are you presenting the story? You call it a narrative game. Can you talk a bit about that?
It was kind of complicated for us in the beginning, but I think we kind of just found a way to tell the story with just kind of images and sound, and I think in the end of it you'll come out of it, okay, there was a story there. But yeah, there's like a lot of key moments. We didn't really went into it in the presentation because it would take a while, but like those points in the slides were like key moments where you get to see like core moments in the narrative. But yeah, it's kind of like the puzzles, the narrative, because it's not being told to you, but you can tell there's something there being said, and you kind of try to piece it together.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, jury, from
Thank
you,
you.
I want 3 thumbs up or thumbs down for Beyond the Board. Okay, Alex has a thumbs up and a thumb down, and then Callum and Jessica, first a thumbs down, then thumbs up, so I guess 1.5 each? 1.5 each. Big applause for Beyond the Board. Thank you. And thank you. Good work. No worries. Okay, to the audio team, I'm going to give the blue mic to the next presenter. Our next presenter is, how do I say that? DDoD. DDoD by Future Entertainment Company. Big round of applause. Please take this one as well, you're going to need it. Good luck.
Hello, everyone. I'm Vitaly Boyko, head of the studio, CTO, CEO. Well, you know how it goes in small studios. Well, this is a weird name, which worked out pretty well for us because people asking what does it mean, right? And it's a secret acronym. I'm not telling anyone exactly what it means. I think we can win the new nomination, the best game with a worth name, probably. Anyhow, about 2 years ago, we set ourselves to an ambitious goal, right? To make the best-in-class top-down shooting game with enjoyable tactical component. Right, we're Ukrainian team, so we wanted Stalker atmosphere, but top-down look and feel in a faster game. We like co-ops, and we wanted kind of Helldivers type of dynamic and chaos, but with better pacing, with better weapon handling, much more qualitative aim. We're also big fans of the Ascent game, so we wanted high-end visuals, better camera framing, but in open world exploration and dungeons, kind of Diablo vibes. So this was our goal 2 years ago. Aside from this, we wanted it to be open world on a scale of 64 square kilometers. We wanted it to be cross-platform, right? So all the consoles, all the handhelds. We wanted it to be cross-play, so you can play across the platforms. We wanted it to be couch co-op, right? Up to 4 players with a team of 10 people. Some freelancers. Crazy, right? I've been with Epic on engineering roles for 8 years, so I know what I'm talking about here. Well, we decided to go fully self-funded so far, and we had no publishers or investors yet. So this was the goal around 2 years ago, right? Let's see what we got. If the video stutters, please pause it to give a chance to cache.
Infected and mutants are swarming the area. It's like they're running from something. I hope you're armed. Stay away from the fog, for God's sake. Now's the lead you to...
Looking cool, right? So we like our game, right? We enjoy playing it. So with 3D printed characters. They also glow at night. So about a month ago, right, I said to myself, to my team, right, hey guys, we got to give it to people. And we had barely humble around 300 players. No marketing, nobody knew about this game at all. So we wanted to do a technical test, first feedback, what people think. And well, it blew up. We got 30,000 people sign up for a play test with absolutely gorgeous analytical numbers. We have all the game analytics integration on stats and metrics. Well, we have 50% finished the whole play test, which goes about 40 minutes. And people spend more than an hour exploring the world because it's open world, right? Even in limited session. We have pretty healthy friend invitation rates and friend acceptance rates, right? Many people filing the feedback form, which is this wall of text. About 4,000 forms being collected so far. We're reading it all carefully. Right, so this was absolutely unexpected to us, right? We planned to either go kind of keep developing, but now we looking for partners, for those who can help us to put it to the next level, to make that success. Thank you.
Cool. Let's hear from the judges. I see Callum is ready to go, I think.
Hello.
Callum is ready to go. Okay, let's hear it.
That looks sick, first of all. Really cool. I think you're... I still don't know what you want. I don't know if you want a publisher, if you want funding. You've done well enough self-publishing so far. So maybe it's just cash you need. It'd be good to know that. But I also, can you talk a little bit more about the... like how multiplayer works? Is it P2P or server-based? Is it drop-in? There was some like the voice died from one of the players. Does that mean it's sort of Lethal Company style in-game voice together? And then finally, the shooting, is it kind of hardcore mechanics with ammo types and so forth, or is it simplified? So yeah, multiplayer, what do you want? And a little bit about the shooting.
Yeah, so multiplayer right now, well, on technical tests, we run as a player-hosted co-op with up to 10 players, right? It's pretty optimized, pretty low traffic, so it plays well. However, gameplay-wise, we find it pretty hard to balance it for such amount of players. That's why we limited it to 4 players. That's the kind of a number that optimal we can find. We can balance it, so it's kind of cool to play together. Yeah. Regarding what the second question, sorry?
There was what do you want from a partner, like funding, publishing, marketing support, and then a question about shooting as well.
Well, yeah, that's a great question. You see that with 30,000 people played and tried the game, we got the streams in Japanese, Chinese, all kind of languages. We integrated 10 different localizations, and I've got piles of requests from publishers and all kind of people. And we are exploring. This is our first game. We never published the game ourselves, and it's our first business move into the products. And we're exploring, so we're ready to talk. Yeah.
Hi. For me, the video was a little slow-paced. I was not really engrossed for the amount of time that you had on stage. I think you could have tightened up the presentation a little bit. I agree that I would have liked to have heard what you even want, because to me it seems like you're very confident about trying to launch this on your own. I'm also a little confused about your positioning, and I want to dive into that a little bit. You've picked some games to compare to that have a narrative hook in addition to just the multiplayer experience, and I have no idea what your game is actually about or why I would want to play it. So can you fill in some of those gaps?
Yeah, exactly. No, when I was putting the plan together, both financially and execution-wise, the whole thesis was this type of games are never getting financed because the range of the profits goes from 5 to 15 millions. And when you get all the cuts, all the investment marketing, no one going to finance it. So the only way to make it work business-wise, to make it so cost-efficient, production-wise, right, so engaging and interesting, that it kind of recoup itself in reasonable terms. That's our goal in the first place, to establish the kind of production pipeline that works financially, and it works beautiful for us financially, because we kind of a mix 600s kind of numbers on development, which is fabulous for this type of quality. That's why taking this risk, aside from financial kind of side of things, we set ourselves not to follow any specific, the restrictions of the genre. Either it's roguelike or roguelite, we pulled everything we thought ourselves in the first place we like, right? Because the whole goal, philosophically, we're trying to chase this feeling we had 25 years ago when we played Diablos, right? This chase of really great feeling, pacing, and wow. That's what we're shooting for. That's why, yeah, we have these game design documents. We're pretty experienced team, and miles and pages and tons of pages of design documents. But that's not the objective here, right? I'm not trying to pitch, hey, this is going to be that. No, go try this game, and you see yourself what it is. Because out of those 4,000 farms of feedback, I think the number one people praising it for atmosphere, the sound effects, the visual effects, the pacing, the quality of animations. It's really hard to sell it on visually without trying it out. We tried it hard way by building kind of all the marketing materials, building the shards. It doesn't sell like this. But seeing the engagement metrics is just a totally different story.
Alex?
I just have like two things to say. Both are actually compliments. One is I disagree with you on the visuals. We see at least one top-down co-op shooter a month for the past like year. And this one easily stands out because you have style, you have substance, you have like interesting monster design. And second, you made absolutely the right choice on open world. That's why you have so many players engaging. That's why you have people inviting other players because let's go in this direction, let's go in that direction. That is insanely difficult to do, designing open world games. But if you guys pull it off, this will be a success.
It's not just, by the way, open worlds, right? It's open world based on GIS datasets. So we picked some heavy industrialized cities in Ukraine, actually, as a maps, and put them together. And the level design is just incomprehensible because the thousands of railroads, no level designer can pull this off. Amount of intersections, housing, industrial. The whole map consists about 50 layers regenerated in Houdini procedurally and put back into Unreal. So it's quite elaborate framework. Yeah.
Cool. Thanks so much for the jury. Jury, I'm going to ask you for a thumbs up or thumbs down on this pitch. That's 2 thumbs up and 1 thumbs down. Well done with the game with the very hard name. DDoD. Oh, for the next one, we're also making it a little hard to pronounce, but I think it's Midgardr by Holy Radish. So you press the big green button.
Oh, okay.
Okay, cool.
Hi. Hi to you all. I'm Carolina from Holy Radish, and I'm here today to present you our game, which is called Midgardr. So the game at first presents itself like this. So you end inside this Victorian-style room, and you'll get closer and closer to the table to get to our real protagonist, the game board. In fact, Midgardr is a single-player medieval board game that blends city building, strategy, and a lot of storytelling. At the end of each session, At the end of each session, your game might look like this. So, how do you play? I'll tell you a little bit of a story behind it. You play as a duke that needs to redeem himself by building this kind of village, and you'll have different kind of tasks to have. Then we're going to see through the presentation. But the main goal will be the one to have the building, the village, keep it in thriving, and make the people happy, avoiding all the steps that could be riots or famine or whatever is bad for you. You exclusively play through cards that are placed on the table as all the other stuff, and you have district cards to build your village, instant cards for instant action and game, and character cards for the political part, let's say. As you can see, each card has a cost, which would be resources. So one of your tasks would be the one of gather resources. Coin, wood, and stone would be placed in the board as food. Food is meant for keeping the population happy. Then you can track through the compass right here. So your goal would be the one to go on the green. And how do you gather those resources? Basically, you build productive buildings, but you also have residents for increasing population and defensive buildings to block attacks. You'll start building from the center, and you'll try to expand towards the corner to get special bonuses. About the politic part, so here we will have our characters that will occupy the bottom part of our game board. Each character has a known temperament and a known effect. It's your choice to decide where to put each of character, because these represent the political slots, keeping in mind that if you put at least 3 characters of the same temperament, it's like your politic gets stronger, so you get bonuses as well. You proceed through turns because it's all turn-based. And while you go on, once in a while, these events pop up. They're called events of the destiny because it's something that you can't really escape. The little chest right there will shake. You just click on it and you see this. You decide how to answer the event. You know that it will influence those resources, but you don't know in a positive or in a negative way until you choose. There's a main storyline, obviously, in all of this, that develops through letters. So you'll get letters from this couple of characters, and you will decide how to respond. Based on what your answer is, you'll get to a different finale, so that you end up closing this whole kind of loop. Talking about some data, we wanted something short, so we're thinking 30 minutes for 12 achievements, and a total of 8 to 10 hours. Basically. And we really believe in short and repeatable sessions because that was our aim, creating something strategic that should be shorter, but also having a varied mechanics and creating something that we kind of think it's unique, and a focus on roleplay because all these choices and consequences is really important to us. Since it's a lot of genre, we could attract different kinds of targets, like these lovers, for example. And we really believe in the game because of its style. We are really in love with it. We're trying to curate every single detail. And we're now working on a little bit of animation to keep all the game board animated. Like, as you can see, the little diorama back there, it's something that will change to shift the season, that with the effect that will change also. About the art style, again, we really wanted to make it crafty, like feeling almost, crafty is the right word. So everything is diegetically placed on the table in terms of resources, but we also have UI, of course. And we believe in the game because of its scalability. We're talking card games, so always new card, but also new finales if you add new characters, custom themes, and it's kind of portable in our opinion. So we really believe in it. Why we're here today? Basically, it's our second time ever showcasing the game, so we're here for feedbacks. We're here for some marketing advices and context, localization, and test players. I'll be happy to discuss of timing and budget for those interested. And this is pretty much it. We are 4, and you can find us all around, but this was Midgardr.
Beautiful timing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Jury, who wants to go first? Alex? Alex goes first.
So I absolutely love this. You mentioned Nine Kings. We actually recently launched The King is Watching, which is kind of like in that similar-ish genre. So I'd love to give you some ideas in general. Let's talk offline, but just general feedback on the pitch. I used to do this a lot and forget to breathe during a presentation. It's sometimes much better just to think for like a second and condense your thoughts, right? That's the one thing that I understand when you're nervous, it really like, you really want to power through it, but you had 20 seconds left on the clock when you finished. So sometimes it's better to think and say a little bit less and maybe let some slides breathe, because the slide was a core loop. You could tell like the audience was like, oh, okay, you go here and then it's gone, right?
Yeah.
So I just say like slow down. That would be my feedback.
Jessica.
Thank you.
I completely agree. I think you could have maybe also reorganized the way that you positioned your thoughts, because it took me a while to kind of get it until I saw the loop, and then I said, oh, okay, we could have really reformatted this to be a high level to more of the detail versus trying to get into the minutia. I would also recommend you don't kind of lean into, oh, we're unique, because if I had $1 for every time I heard that every day, I would be a very wealthy woman indeed. So prove to me why you're unique. Actually show me a little bit more of the gameplay. Actually show me a little bit more of where the art comes from, with maybe some music, maybe some of the animations that you're working on, because just being told that is not itself a sell.
Thank you.
Hello. I have a question, maybe related to the previous feedback. Can you talk a little bit about the actual gameplay of strategy, like with the cards itself? Like, what am I doing moment to moment? How am I competing? What's the difficulty spike? Like, what's the actual game?
Yeah, it's turn-based. So basically, you can do whatever you want in terms of action of building or putting down your characters until you have the resources to do that. In one turn, you could basically put a house, which gives you population. Population allows you to have one productive building working, so that you have this kind of loop of gathering resources. You could put down a Carter, and you usually do that because of the effect of the Carter itself. So for example, if you need wood, you would put down someone and activate its effect to have wood. Actually, you could lose, in the demo at least, you could lose if you run out of food, or if your population gets set. So basically, this is the goal, and this is what you need to do inside the game. The demo lasts, and the game also, I mean, each chapter will last like 35 turns, which means that you get all the letters from the characters, and you'll get to an ending of a story. That ending is the incipit for the second chapter.
Cool. Awesome. If that was the feedback, then from the jury, thumbs up or thumbs down?
Thank you.
We have 2.5 thumbs up.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Well done. Then we're going to go with number 4 already. Things are moving fast. It's going to be Dekaduck by Asteristic Game Studio. Asteristic. Did I get that right? Did I get that right? Okay.
You did get it right.
There you go. Round of applause.
Hi everyone, my name is Harumi. I'm a producer at Asteristic Game Studio, and today I'll be presenting our new project, Dekaduck. And a little trailer for you.
Hey!
Okay, so what is Dekaduck? It's an action-adventure 2D platformer, and it's basically a Mega Man-like. So it is a retro-inspired project, but we're focusing on bringing it to a modern audience and update the controls, do a lot of fast-paced combat, a lot of quality of life improvement. We're aiming for releasing it to PC and consoles. And for mechanics and features, our main feature is you can grab any enemy and you can use them to your advantage. So if you grab a flying enemy, you can fly for a short while. If you grab a bomb enemy, you can blow up walls. And all of our art assets are all hand-drawn and animated. For other mechanics, you can also swap abilities and equipment for each level that you go, so that will change how you address the levels. And it's very focused on hardcore platforming. So the more that you play, the more you get better at it, and the more you discover secrets. It's presented like a comic book adventure, so all of the cutscenes are presented in a flip-through, like little comic way, and we have a lot of very charismatic characters that have a lot of franchising potential. So for playtime and replayability, we don't want players to just rush through all of the levels, so we're focusing a lot on adding extra content to the game, and that is different modes that you can play the game. So you can like hunt down enemies, do it on hard mode or boss rushes. And then we also want to launch post-launch updates up to a year after release. So our target market, we really want to appeal to the people who have been left out by Sega, by Capcom, sorry. and like no one hears about a new Mega Man in years. So this is exactly the kind of people that we want. And also we think that players want something that's really like out of the curve, and we know what we're doing. Like we do a lot of other retro-inspired projects. So for our roadmap, where we are at right now, we have a gameplay demo ready, and we are expecting about 2 years of development to release. This is what we're asking for. We need 150K in investment to finish the game. Localization and console porting, qualified QA, a full launch support, and support for our social media and marketing. And this is how we would like separate the investment throughout the team. This is our team. We are a small team, but we're very experienced in the games industry. We've been doing games for about 10 years or more. And that's pretty much it. That's our game. You can scan the QR code to get in contact, and we'll also be at the booth tomorrow so you can like play the game.
Very cool, very cool. Please. Jury. Jessica wants to go first.
Hi. Okay, so you definitely appealed to the nostalgic side of me. I definitely understand the gap that is there. What kind of concerned me a little bit was your mention of wanting to post-launch update for up to a year. Without further context, that's a little bit worrying to me. Like, does that mean the game is not going to be finished? Are you planning EA? Are you trying to plan some kind of robust content update for people who have already purchased it? Like, what is the intention there?
Oh, robust updates for people who already bought it. But
Why?
it's more to kind of like, how can I say, like, make the game kind of reborn once in a while. We want to expand on we don't want players to rush through all of the content. So we plan to add this extra content as we develop it after launch. So we're thinking about like a new playable character or more levels or another mode and stuff like that.
Okay, Callum.
Hello. Starting with the trailer, I actually thought was really good. It was kind of long. You maybe could have talked over it about the mechanics and features and so forth, but I liked that you were just showing a bunch of gameplay. I could figure out there were bosses, and you said a lot by just showing it, so I thought that was cool. You're making a game that you're saying people definitely want, like with the lack of Mega Man and so forth. Have you checked that with your audience? Like, this style of game seems like it should be something with a growing early community already. Like, is that something that you're going to try and do before you launch? Like, what are your plans to engage those people who are waiting for a game like this?
Like engage people like this. Like, we've seen a lot of demand for this in a lot of forums and a lot of Mega Man fans who have, like, everyone is just, oh, forget about Mega Man already. Like, look for the Mega Man likes. So this is the plan that we want to go to, like, appeal to those people, reach out to communities, reach out to, like, for example, like YouTubers who are into Mega Man and people who play Mega Man. Like, there really aren't a lot of Mega Man likes out there. So we want to like reach out to these people and yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Alex?
It always scares me when the whole pitch is we're going to like do a version of this amazing beloved game, and maybe we're going to do it worse, maybe we're going to do it better. You really have to do it better in a way, right? And that's like an insane task that you're putting onto yourself. Without what Callum said, like without that market validation that is kind of like tangible, right? And in this case, what would be tangible is like, you know, if you had announced it, for example, for yourself, and the tweet got like 50 million views, yeah, like everyone would be knocking on your door. But without it, just the hypothesis is not verified. And that makes me a little bit like worried. And at the same time, just on the pitch itself, in the trailer you show, I believe, 2 levels. You have the boss fight and then the initial level. And then in the GIFs and in the your production pipeline, you show a lot of variety in the scenery. And in that contrast, it felt like the trailer didn't have enough variety. So maybe like think about that to show how big the scope of the game is.
Oh, see, thank you.
Awesome. Jury, from you, thumbs up, thumbs down. What are we getting?
Okay, thank
It's
you.
getting more and more complicated. Sorry, I have to do some math. We're basically 50, 40, 60, 40, 60. Thanks so much. Thank you so much. And then we're all ready. Please don't make it more complicated. My math isn't that good at the moment.
I've been consistently easy.
Yeah, you've always been up or down. Yeah, that's easy. All right, we have one more pitch before we see who is the winner for 2 business tickets to DevGAMM in 2026. Desiree, Eyes on You by Bárbara. Good luck.
Good evening, DevGAMM 2025. I'm here to present the game. I don't have the clicker. Desiree, Eyes on You. So, first off, I'm Bárbara, or Strangeberry Games. I'm a 3D artist and a game dev. I have a background in computer science and interactive media design, and I have a dream to revolutionize visual novel games and beyond. Now, a little bit of context. Gaze has been integrated in games from as early as 2015, but it often substitutes or augments the game controller, which is criticized because it limits the power of creation of more realistic experiences, which can augment player immersion. At the same time, there has been a growing effort to promote more realistic portrayals of intimacy in gameplay. This can be achieved by reimagining traditional game mechanics, think the approval system in Stardew Valley versus the one in Baldur's Gate 3, or the introduction of new technologies, think Love and Deep Space, by being a mobile game using the touch of the player to be the touch of the character in the playable cutscenes. So, where does Desiree fit in all of this? Desiree is a dating simulator game that utilizes eye tracking to bring hyper-awareness to the character presented. But what does this mean exactly? It means that player gaze behavior will will allow the narrative to access exclusive conversations the player can take a part of, which will then influence Tessa's moods and approval, and can lead to achieving gaze-related endings that would not be achievable otherwise. The goal of the game is then to balance gaze behavior in order to unlock conversations the player can take a part of and gather or lose approval from, while not pushing Tessa's personal limits. Because unlike in real life, if you ignore Tess for too long, or if you pay too much attention to them, ignoring their personal boundaries, this will affect the relationship you have with the character. Now, because a picture is worth 1,000 words, I will present the trailer for those who are not familiarized with it.
Anyway.
I don't ride a bike, but I have thought about taking its license for some time.
Earth to you?
I'm still waiting for that answer, you know? You've been caught red-handed.
Pineapple on pizza, yes or no? Something wrong? What else?
You know them?
So, why this? Well, there's a cycle to PC visual novel games. They are limited by idle animations and screen and camera effects to bring liveliness to the characters. And this limits players' progression in their immersion. So Desiree shows up here as the break of this cycle by bringing innovation to the traditional mechanics we are already used to, and adds to the experience by bringing a conscience to the scripted characters. And why now? Well, people are turning more and more to AI for role-playing, which means the players are seeking new interactive ways to engage with characters in virtual worlds. So Desiree offers a new approach that is inventive. It can be added to scripted interactions for developers without them giving up on their creativity, while creating a new experience that can make players hyped up for the product. And at the same time, this is a niche, so why should we care? Well, dating simulators have been pretty successful over the ages, as long as they show something new story-wise or in terms of mechanics, which Desiree delivers in both. And because it's niche, that means there's less content of quality out there, which leads to a starved target audience looking for innovation. And if the game is good, then there will be loyalty from keeping this interest alive, this innovation. Now, the game is currently a prototype. It can be iterated or scratched with the same intent. It's looking for investors or interested teams. I'm a solo dev. It could lead to partnerships with Toby, which is the most accurate sensor in the market. And this is just the beginning, because it's a dating simulator. It could be applied to RPGs. It could influence relationships with traders, etc., etc. I'd like to thank everyone today who invited me here, and I'll be able to talk with anyone at the end of the session.
We hit the bell on the last one, on the last word. That's incredible. We only had to use it once, and it wasn't really relevant. So well done, everybody, on time. That never happens. Incredible work. Jury, Callum.
I'm going to start with some compliments. I don't remember the last time I saw like a contents listing on top of slides. I really, really liked that, actually. That was smart. Your trailer was really funny, really good.
Thank you.
I thought, again, that was very clever. You clearly know your audience very well, especially if you're pitching to people who don't know visual novel audiences or the games themselves. I thought your comment on AI was smart as well. For actual questions, like not beating around the bush, tech is the main one. Do you need a Toby bit of hardware to do this? Can you do this with standard cameras?
Right now you need a Tobii eye tracker because it's an infrared sensor, so basically it's more accurate, and even if you're playing it at night in your room, it's more accurate than a webcam, but it could be adapted in the future. Yes.
I think you'd need to, basically, to be commercially reasonable for anyone to give funding, right? Other than Tobii themselves.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Jessica.
I'm going to build on that because immediately I said I wouldn't want to handle this game. It feels too limiting and too niche to the point where I'm not sure how I'd be able to scale it with a partner. I want to, you make me laugh, which is wonderful. You know, there's a great sense of humor clearly in your trailer, and I'm assuming it runs through the play as well. But to be honest with you, I was very confused by what the game's actual outcome was supposed to be. I have a better idea of what your perceived competitors are trying to achieve, but I'm not actually sure if I'm supposed to be pissing off the people across the table from me, or if I'm supposed to be having them fall in love with me, or really what I'm getting out of the experience outside of a giggle. I actually found the mention of AI also quite confusing. Is AI in this game? Is that the intention, or are you trying to have a point of difference between AI?
No. AI, it's in the game in the voice, but it's just temporary because of time. It wouldn't make sense to have subtitles because it would steal the glance of the players to the subtitles. But it was just a comment. It was not anything.
Can I try and explain what I think you meant?
Yeah.
You were trying to say people are looking for different ways of engaging with
characters. Yeah, exactly. They're looking for innovation, so this is a new innovation to bring in. It's just an example.
Okay.
Alex.
I think this is the first dating sim I've ever seen that will go viral.
Okay.
Absolutely, on YouTube. And I'm not sure if it's the way that it's going to go viral in this iteration is what you will approve of.
Okay.
And I can explain that offline, probably not on this recording, but if this is on a webcam and you have all of these different scenarios of where you look, and some of them are really funny, then yeah, this game is just going to take off. It's going to be like the new Friends Lop.
Okay. Thank you.
Cool. Jury, thumbs up, thumbs down, final pitch. I like that everybody kept it simple this time. 2 up, 1 down.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Then I'm going to ask the jury to talk among each other, figure out who wins 2 tickets to any DevGAMM show next year. A few things that might be worth mentioning, as you saw on these pitches. Showing what you have matters. Showing to a publisher that you can build the thing matters. It makes a big difference. So GIFs, trailer, video, stuff like that helps. Another comment I think that was really useful, also on uniqueness, right? Unique would be to pitch your game by punching the person you're pitching to. Very unique pitch. Not going to be very successful, right? So if you're going to do something unique, Make sure that you're showing why it matters. Why is always more important than what or how, right? I think the jury is actually having a rough time, so that's interesting. I also again, if you're going to be pitching, if you have a timer, keep to that timer. Timing really matters, but also taking your breath really matters. So if you're going to be speaking fast, a lot of people speak fast when they're nervous because they think it sounds smart or because they're nervous. But one thing I learned very early on is pauses actually sound smart. See? That was a pause. And it didn't sound like I didn't know what I was saying. It sounded like I was pausing for a moment. So it can be incredibly effective. Just take a moment, breathe in. Believe me, it won't look like you're panicking. It won't look like you're nervous. You just had a lot of content. I know that, so you need to go fast.
You know what? It would be useful to see the timer from the stage.
Yeah, no, I agree, because I have to do the jury feedback, and I'm here checking my watch every 12 seconds. So yeah, a big clock here would be very useful. But y'all did super great. Thank you so much for pitching, everybody. We are at the point where I think the jury is looking at me with, we have a verdict. We have a verdict for who is going to win 2 business tickets to DevGAMM 2026. First, the reason, then the game.
Oh God, you just caught me off guard. In terms of the pitch, it was very clear what the game is. It's interesting, it's well thought through, it's well structured. It's just that it was a little bit rushed, but still we believe it was the best one, so therefore it's Midgardr.
Midgardr. Come on, please. Microphone for you to say a thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
That was very quick. That's very good on the timer. Congratulations. We're just going to do quick photo. And after the photo. Oh, I'll take the, okay, you got it. 1, 2, 3. And one more. Amazing. Thank you. One big round of applause for Midgardr.
Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations.